I have been a Goodwill ambassador for the United Nations on human trafficking since 2009, and I've come to realize in my activism career that activism means nothing if it's not, awareness means nothing if it's not coupled with action. So I've tried to take my ability to speak to you all about sexual assault, harassment, abuse, rape, and turn it into something positive and measurable by getting behind legislation. So this spring and winter, actually, we started something called #TakeTheLead, where we were fostering 3 bills for California, actually 4, but 3 have passed. They're the strongest slate of anti-sexual harassment bills in the nation. They are concerning the statute of limitations, lengthening it from 1 to 3 years, which is still not enough. Those survivors, like myself, would like to see no statute on harassment, but it's a start. Redefining the definition of who can be a harasser. So in this gig economy, it doesn't have to be directly the person who hired you. In Los Angeles and California, in my business, we're the ultimate gig economy. There's so many different people who are involved in your place of work. It doesn't have to just be the producer or the studio. It could be your director, a casting agent, your agent, any number of people in your workplace who could be guilty of sexual harassment. We're also ending the one grope rule. There's a ridiculous, arcane rule on the books that says a man can squeeze a woman's breast once at work, and that's not considered harassment.
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is truly unbelievable.
And how many times are we allowed to squeeze them? Just remind me.
I don't know.
Who
I don't
would
know.
want to
But ask
them?
Terry Crews, because it affected him the same way. But another thing that most people aren't aware is that in many employment contracts, employers unscrupulously will put in a clause getting the person to sign away their ability to sue for sexual harassment. And often it's wrapped up in an advancement or a bonus. And then when these people actually do have a situation where they say, wait a second, I've been sexually harassed, what can I do? They are told, oh, you've actually signed away your ability to sue. So this legislation gets rid of all of that and also engenders training, statewide training for all employees of organizations working in California, not just higher echelon. So imagine having like this room full of people. Say if all of you had undergone sexual harassment training and then somebody in this room got harassed by someone else, you'd have this community of people who knew what to do about it. And there's something called bystander intervention training, which is explicitly mentioned in this legislation, so that you would have a pathway to help, a pathway to become a force to be reckoned with, and to stop this atmosphere of impunity, which we see Hollywood power brokers and people in every other industry have been enjoying basically forever. The medical industry, academia, corporate culture, politics, everywhere this happens, there are victims everywhere. And although, yes, men are the majority of the perpetrators, the victims are certainly not all women, and some of the perpetrators are female too. But we're so excited because these 3 bills have just passed all of the California legislation. I was literally on the phone with all of these offices over the last few weeks, calling them and being like, please let me tell you why we, the survivors, support this legislation. And you may say, well, it's one state, but California is home to 12% of America's women, of the United States' women, and our legislation is often copied by other states and even other countries. So we see this as something that we could have spread like wildfire, and we are now so excited because perhaps Governor Jerry Brown will make this his legacy impact statement by basically being very pro-women, pro-worker, anti-sexual harassment, anti-discrimination, pro-equality, and sign these 3 bills into law in the next couple of weeks. So we're counting on you, Governor Jerry Brown. Everyone here is listening. Let's all tweet about it.